Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can increase intimacy, whether you're a man or a woman, when life gets busy. Hi, I'm Nicki Vee from the 1010 Movement, and here at the 1010 Movement, Tony V and I help you to take yourself from struggle to success in any area of your life. So I'm going to focus on two main issues here. What's the impact on our intimacy of being too busy for men and for women? And then how we can actually bring that intimacy into our lives even more, even when it's difficult. So let me first start off with what happens when our life gets busy. And here's what's interesting for me, having been around couples and individuals in relationship work for many, many years, is here's what's really interesting. Busyness, being really busy, has different impact on you whether you're a man or a woman. So let's just take men first. When men get really, really busy, what tends to happen is they get very, very focused on the things that men get really, really focused on. And this comes from a very, very deep part of us. So when we're a man or a woman, the deepest part of us comes to the fore when we get really, really busy, i.e. and often get really, really stressed. So with a man, what comes to the fore is he starts to get very focused on what we would in the old days have called hunting and providing. But what we do now is we call having enough money, having enough security, having enough understanding of how he's going to make ends meet, or how he's going to hold on to income, or how they get very, very focused on the business or the job or the trying to get money, however that is. I know there's other reasons, other things that happen when we get busy, but that's the main one as far as we understand. You may think of other things that are especially stressful for you when you get busy. But whatever happens, when you get overly busy, you get stressed and you start to focus on things. Men are very, very left-brained, so they start to focus on one thing. Now, here's the thing. If I'm right, and the first thing that you're going to focus on as a man is focusing on money, security, making ends meet, holding on to money, getting your business going, getting your job going, getting a job, whatever that is, then if it's not that, think about it for a minute. What is it? When I get really, really busy, what am I massively focusing on? Now, here's the big thing. Whatever it is that's making you stressed, whatever it is that you're getting really focused on because you're very busy, all of that, whatever it is going to affect the amount of intimacy you have in your life. So how can you increase it? So the first part of this is the kind of secret to life, really. How do we react differently? How do we respond differently to busy times in our lives so that the very thing that we love to have in our lives, which is intimacy, doesn't go to the bottom of the pile. It doesn't get destroyed. It doesn't get ignored. It doesn't get so that it feels like we've got no intimacy in my life. And it might sound like so simple, but the actual answer is to recognize that you're focusing too much on one thing and not focusing enough on the intimate partner in your life. So if you start to think about it and you go, well, that's pretty bloody obvious, Nicki Vee, but let's talk about that in a bit more detail so that we don't just go, yeah, okay, so here's the solution. I stop focusing as much on that and I focus on that. But hold on a minute, Nicki Vee, don't you understand that I have got to make ends meet? I've got to get my business on track. I've got to, get my job. I've got to secure my job. Here's the thing. It doesn't take a long time. In fact, just by having different energy, you've heard me talk about this before, if this is your first time, this is what we talk about. We talk about being more aware of self and going, what am I like when I'm in this super focused state? And what's it like for my intimate partner? Think about that for a minute. Just think about it. What is it like? Think about yourself, men, in this really focused state where you've got all this on your mind, and just imagine for a moment, it might be easy if you close your eyes, I know, play along with me. Think about how this impacts your intimate partner. Because I've got something to tell you which you may have heard before. If you have, listen with new ears. If you haven't, men, intimacy is so important to a woman. And she might be the same as you. She might be busy. She's got the job or the kids. She's busy as well. But the lack of intimacy between the two of you will be much more painful for her than for you. And you might go, well, it's painful for me because we're not having sex, we're not connecting, in fact we're arguing. I can tell you, because of women are, contentious thing to say, more on the planet for intimacy, nurturing, connection, it hurts them more. So just this important thing, think about the impact on her. And look, of course you don't want your intimate partner to have bad feelings, to feel like they have no intimacy in their life, but also think about yourself. So you're thinking about the impact you're having on them, but now think about yourself. What's the feeling that you have inside when you're feeling that lovely feeling of intimacy with your partner? That's what you're missing out on. It's a feeling. It's not what the head tells you to do. Get busy, get focused, get this. That's the head trying to protect you, keep you safe and all that. The feeling that we have, this heart, feeling, gut, feeling, emotion that we have in our body, positive emotions, nice feelings, that's what you as a man are missing out on. And all I want to say is this: there is no other alternative but to realize that if you keep putting so much focus on something else, intimacy will be destroyed. So many things can go wrong then. And by the way, when I'm talking about intimacy here, yes, of course, full intimacy is having, physical intimacy. But if we can have more intimacy between you both, that you have that feeling between you, that you will find that even though you're going to stay focused, and I know you're going to do that, you're going to have different feelings. So thinking about how it affects them, but even more importantly, sometimes how it affects you. And how do you increase that is you spend more time inside thinking about how you want to feel rather than what you want to get. Now, I wish it was more complicated than that, because I'd be able to tell you lots of tips and all that. But I can honestly, truthfully tell you guys that this is the key. It's about going inside. It's about connection. Even if you're not speaking or physically having connection, intimacy, just to be quiet, just to be still with your partner. Try it today. I urge you to be still, to be quiet, to rest the mind, to allow that feeling of connection to come between us. That's how you increase it. Now, women, I know you would have been listening to all that and going, but that's really the same for me. Well, of course, yes, it is. Of course, when we get very, very busy, there's different things that we focus on. We might be focusing on maybe one of our kids isn't doing well and we put all our focus on that. Or maybe you've been promoted in your job. Or maybe you've started your own business. Yes, you'll be doing the same thing. Focus might be different. You might be going, I'm feeling so fed up at the moment that I've decided that I'm going to put all my attention on having our home be so much more nurturing, so much more beautiful, so much more clean. Or maybe you're putting a lot of focus into losing weight or getting fit or any other part of your life that you're putting too much emphasis on. And you're probably going, but surely, Nicki, if I'm really overweight and I'm really unfit and I'm not healthy, I've got to put a lot of focus on that. Yes, of course, but be aware of the consequences. The intimacy between you and your partner will be affected if you put too much focus on one part of your life. And so again, similar to, as I said with the guys, this is not about going, oh, well, you know, to increase the intimacy in my life, I've got to do all the things I've got to do, and then I've got to jump into bed and initiate sex with my partner. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is having those moments when we share how we're feeling, being honest about what we realize we're doing. I'm putting all this focus on here, and I'm not putting any focus on you and me, us, our relationship. And I just want to take some time. This is not about intimacy. Yes, I'd love to have more intimacy. It would be great if we could go away for the weekend. It would be great if we could do this. But just in this moment, can we just be caring of each other? Can we just have a moment together? And that's what intimacy really is. It's that moment of connection together that feels so lovely, because this stops, and all of a sudden we're connected with another human being who's our intimate partner, and we're connected together. That is pure intimacy. In other videos in this series, we will be talking about how you take that intimacy in your life together and how you take that into the bedroom. So I'm going to leave it there for today. I do wish you, I urge you to do this. Take this time with your partner today. And if your partner's not here, call them, video message them, write to them, do something that just slows down the busyness and puts all your attention on them and the connection that you feel. So if this is your first time with me on the 10-10 movement, welcome. And please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified when the next video comes out. If this is something that you've really enjoyed hearing about and thinking about, and you want more understanding of how you can have more intimacy in your life and success in other areas of your life, there will be a video up here that will be appropriate for you to watch next. And if you actually just want to, understand where you are in life on a scale of 0 to 10, do take our life test, which is talked about on the video here.